Welcome inside the locker room on a feel good Friday morning on the Smooth Breakfast here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. Yes, indeed. 17 minutes past 8 a.m. And yours truly is Ayokunmi Kikiri. I'm ready to walk you into the world of great sporting action for the final time this week. It has been a beautiful week, and it's going to be an amazing show as always because we have everything lined up for you from Formula One to football. Hey, this is where you need to be. Do not go anywhere at all because I'm being joined, as always, by the one and only top striker herself, the sports Amazon, Tega Supreme. Tega, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ayokunmi. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, indeed. Ah, it's been a long week, man.
It's been a long week. All right. Okay. So what's happened today? Let's see. Tennis happened today, but I'm not sure we are going to touch on it. Last night it was Venus again filling out the stadiums. I think that's what she has come to Washington to do. Apart from getting pensions, is filling out the stadiums. All right. Apart from coming filling out the stadiums, that's one. What else has happened? WAFCON is happening this weekend. The women's Euros happened this weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Uh, Finally, Arsenal's package has arrived.
Mm.
So we'll talk about that.
Delivery, delivery is complete finally. Oh my goodness, so much to talk about this morning. Tega, can you still hear me? I can see that you are not muted. I hope you're still there with us. But anyways, just to let you know how you can be a part of this show. So please do join us on YouTube. That's where all the fun is
So,
happening today. Uh, the
I think there's a lot of fun. I don't know what today, but it's
it seems like there's some interference on your end, Tega. You kind of broke off for a bit. Okay, we'll see how we can sort that one out. Tega will be back in. I guess it's a network issue, but you please do join us on YouTube. That's where everything is happening this morning. For all the YouTube regulars and for those who are not so regular on YouTube, I always say YouTube is the place to be. So please do join us there. Leave all your comments in the chat box. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. That is where you need to be this morning on the locker room or in the locker room, as it were. So, Tega, glad to have you back. I hope the village people have left your network alone so that we can hear you completely clearly. Can you hear me, Tega?
I can hear you loud and clear. Do by the
All right.
village people, they've left.
Okay, fantastic. All right. As you mentioned earlier, this weekend, the WAFCON final is going down as host nation Morocco and historical tournament queens Nigeria will meet for an epic Women's Africa Cup of Nations final at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat on Saturday night.
Oh yes, so this one is the final. And it's like I said, the Super Falcons are apart from Mission X, which we are officially on. There's also a revenge mission because remember they started the first revenge by knocking out defending champion South Africa, who had
Mm,
defeated them at the last AFCON. Then we also beat Zambia, who had defeated us
exactly.
at the last AFCON. So trust me, revenge mission, and the revenge mission must be complete, like every commando movie. All right. So this is what's good. That's what they're going to try and pull off today. Sorry, this weekend. It's Nigeria taking on Morocco. Now, I don't want us to write off Morocco. We have a great team. This is,
Mm,
I think the biggest thing that came out of this tournament is the difference between the two teams, where Morocco is sorry, when Nigeria under Randy was making me trying to believe like Randy was trying to make me believe that the Super Falcons couldn't play brilliant football, score goals, and get a good result. That's all he was trying to make me believe. In fact, he was even trying to make it look like there were no homegrown talents or there were not enough talent in Nigeria that could make the
hmm
team. Enter Madugu. We now have Team A and Team B. In fact, players like Tony Payne, Asisa Toshwala, Christy Uchebe have been struggling for a few minutes. just to play in this tournament.
Yeah.
And this is the team he was trying to make it look like, oh, we don't have the talent to do. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? So I think for me, the biggest thing to come out of this is to just return the country to the knowledge that, look, you have great talent everywhere, you have a great team, and there's so many players in Nigeria, and we can win matches. So that's the first thing that he's done that Randy Waldrum was doing my head in on. The second thing is the belief, because I don't know anybody, including pundits that have been following the tournament, that haven't said Nigeria is the best team at this tournament. The thing is, when you're playing the hosts in the finals, anything can happen. I'm sure
Oh
you've seen
yes.
the pictures. I'm sure you've seen the pictures from the last tournament where they were flashing lasers in the players' eyes. Now, CAF has said they will clamp down on those lasers. But again, you don't know how these lasers get snuck into the stadium.
Exactly.
So the important thing is for the girls to keep their focus, not get carried away by any shenanigans off the pitch, because there will be shenanigans off the pitch. We are talking North Africa here.
Mm,
So
mm.
there will be shenanigans off the pitch. Um, but what the girls need to try to do is keep their focus on the match, play their game for 90 minutes and get the results there. Because if you look on at the players paper on paper, man for man or woman for woman, as it were, Nigeria should completely destroy Morocco.
Ideally.
But ideally, but football is not played on paper; it's played on the pitch. Different factors can happen. The last time Morocco met Nigeria, there was a red card, and things went downhill from there. So if they can keep their discipline, keep their focus on the pitch, I don't see any reason why Mission X shouldn't be accomplished.
I agree. I agree 110% with that one. Morocco have a lot to prove. Second straight final they're making it to. And in the last AFCON, so last WAFCON, I'm sorry, was it one and only time we met Morocco and we lost to them. So there's a lot riding
Yeah.
on this particular match. Now,
Yep.
talking about the third and fourth place playoff, Bayana coach, Desiree Ellis insists that they will be playing to win a medal for Gabriela Salgado in the third place game against Ghana that's taking place tonight or this evening. I beg your
Yes.
pardon.
So that was a huge one. First of all, did you see the videos and the pictures of the Super Falcons players going to visit Gabriela Sagado at the hospital?
Yeah.
That was a real class act. That was a real class act. I also saw the one with Desire, and I think the commentator that was with her on the game at the hospital with Gabriela. So there's unity, there's sportsmanship off the pitch between these two countries. Again, Nigeria, South Africa, we have a big rivalry, but I like the fact that after the match, players still went there
Mm.
to try and see the players. But having said that, let's look at the match between Ghana and South Africa. Now, again, according to FIFA ranking, according to recent form on paper, South Africa should completely destroy Ghana. But Ghana has punched over their weight at this
True.
tournament. I did not see Ghana making it out of their group. And somehow they were in the semi-final and they played Morocco all the way to penalties. They scored first and then they defended very well, especially in extra time. So they have really punched over the weight. And you have to also give credit to the coach because he looked at the tools that he had and in
Mm.
the short period that he had. And he's been able to form a team that can play to purpose and play to plan. So he's not saying that he's the best team on the continent. He's not even saying that he's better than any of the teams that have gone home. What he's done is, I know what I have, and he's used what he's had to plan the tactics that has worked for him to here. So you can argue that, oh, Ghana are very defensive, they don't create a lot of chances. It's the tools that you have, you will use. If you have
Exactly.
a bono, you cannot make a goosey soup. It's that simple. You will make your mono gently and eat it with your hot table. And that's what he's done. So he's used the tools he had to craft the team and the tactics that has worked for him, and it has brought him here. And with that in mind, I think Ghana is going to put out a good performance. Has been a very good tournament for them.
Yes,
But South
indeed.
Africa being the team that they are, defending champions, now playing for third place, with the horrible injury that happened to Gabriela. The fact that they came to this tournament without Katlana. So there's a lot that they want to play for. They're playing for pride. They're playing for their teammates. And of course, they're still playing for their own reputation. I think it's going to be a tough one for Ghana. But seeing how Ghana have showed up at this tournament, I'm not going to rule them out.
Mm, definitely cannot rule Ghana out. I mean, to get to this particular point, you must be doing something right. And I will say, Tega, that the fact that you mentioned Obono, I'm already thinking about that and Fufu. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but the Lord
Thank
be
God it's
with me.
Friday.
Telling you. Anyways, let's talk about Formula One matters, where Max Verstappen says Christian Horner's removal as Red Bull team principal has no impact on the decision about his own future. You agree with that?
Well, I think the damage was kind of done. If you, the damage was done at the you know uh at the initial stage from last season. That's when everything fell apart. Remember when the emails came out? Before the emails, there was already friction. I think the friction is what pushed the emails to come out about his inappropriate behavior or alleged inappropriate behavior.
Right.
Um, yes, with that member of staff. But the thing is, that was when the drama with everybody and Christian Horner came out. So I think decisions had already been made. There are people that are talking about the fact that Max Verstappen is definitely moving to Mercedes. But you also have to remember that Mercedes has George Russell, and he's supposed to be their main driver. So the question is he going to be hanging in the balance? However, there are all those questions that there've been conversations between Toto Wolff, or there've been contact between Toto Wolff and Max Verstappen's team. He was already going to leave. I think that
Mm,
was what pushed it over the edge, because one minute we hear Max Verstappen is definitely going to move to Mercedes. The next minute we hear that Christian Horner has been fired just the night before. So it's going to be a tough one. Um, I don't know if fences can be mended, seeing as Red Bull has already been stripped. You know, their chief engineer went to another constructor. Questions of Max Verstappen moving to another constructor. They'll have to start building from ground up without Christian Horner. So it's going to be a tricky one. But let's see if fences can be mended. Look, as long as nothing has been signed, nothing is cast in stone. It's that simple. So
mm.
I think, yeah, as long as nothing has been signed, it's that simple. So I think at the end of the day, um, he may or may not move, but him saying he's not tied to Christian Horner, I don't know. I don't know. But
Mm.
that leads us to this weekend. So this weekend is back to, let's see how Red Bull will perform for the first time without Christian Horner. Is I haven't seen a Red Bull without Christian. I can't remember a time without Christian Horner at Red Bull. So it's going to be tricky to see how Red Bull will be run this weekend. I think everybody's going to be pulling out all the stops to try and win this weekend to prove that they can succeed without Christian Horner. Like, he wasn't the only one. But again, because it's a new head and a
Yeah.
new race, it's going to be tricky. But let's see if they can handle themselves. I think that's what this weekend will show, how well the team can handle themselves.
Yes, indeed. Alrighty. Let's take a very quick breather right now. When we come back in, we'll step back into the world of football. We'll be talking about the women's Euros final, where Spain set their sights on England as they chase that very elusive European crown. Woo!
Don't mind me, somebody was calling me
Oh, that thing is so annoying, eh?
and I was now cutting.
Some people don't even understand. You should not, I should be at work at this point in time. What's wrong with you? Why are you dialing my number? Unless, of course, there's maybe like millions involved. No.
Oh my God, my nose is so bad.
Allergies or something?
Yeah, since yesterday, really. Severe allergies.
No, no. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We're back in the locker room this Feel Good Friday morning here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 33 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Ayokunmi Kikireko here. And of course, the one and only Tega Supreme. We are doing justice to all the sporting information, sporting stories, sporting gist, and banter here and there will be sprinkled. You know how we always do. And you get to join us on the action as well. So today, it's all about YouTube. WhatsApp is still in the hospital working on that one. So YouTube, join us on the live stream at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Leave all your comments in the chat box, the chat section, and there we will get to them ASAP. Shimodiasi, I see you. Thank you for joining us on the stream. LK, where are you? Padre Pio, where are you? Come out and join us in the locker room. What's going
Okay,
on?
it's not here because okay, it's not here because he's planning some destruction for August.
Okay, he has gone behind the scenes to cook. No problems.
He wants to see if he can get Rodrigo for Chelsea. That kind of thing.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about what's going to go down in the women's Euros final, where Spain's remarkable run in international competitions reaches another high on Sunday when they take on England in the final at the Women's Euros in Basel, playing in their first European decider in only their fifth appearance at the tournament. This one is going to be a showdown, Tega, because if you all remember,
Exactly.
the World Cup final was also between Spain and England. So
Yep.
they're back again.
And Spain has gone on to become more formidable. You know, at the World Cup, people were looking at their potential. They have a good team, but they haven't really been here. Now we are talking about a team that people seem to have forgotten that there was a time that the Spanish women, especially, um, did not play football this well. In
Mm-hmm.
fact,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some people. That's why when you tell them that this is the first Euros final that the Spanish have played, they're like, yes. Spain did not start dominating women's football till recently, so let's all be calming down. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. England with revenge on their mind, Spain with an opportunity to win their first European trophy and just take it home. Now that you're in a good form, remember when the Spanish men's team were in a good form? They won the Euros twice.
Yeah.
two Euros and one World Cup just to make it good. So now that women are in their own form, they're looking to also achieve what the men have done on their end. It's going to be tough because I think again it comes down to what the Spanish can do. Because if you watch the match between Spain and Germany, again the Germans have done like what the Ghanaian coach did. He looked at his team, he looked at his opposition, and he aligned very well. Against France, it worked out. Against Spain, unfortunately, a brilliant goal and a poor error by the outstanding goalkeeper was what led to Germany being knocked out. Because I was so certain that if that thing went on to penalties, you know how it is, it'll be a lottery. But, ultimately, I just want to say it's been a brilliant performance. But Spain managed to come through that, despite the fact that a lot of their key players didn't show up. I mean, it was a semi-final match, and you expected Spain to put their best foot forward. I didn't
Yeah.
see Alexis Putellas input. Pina struggled a little bit, but there were one or two crosses that she put in the box that could have been in the back of the net, if not for the fact that Berger was a fantastic goalkeeper. And then when they brought in all the substitutes, Parello, Del Castillo, those ones didn't even do anything. I was just like, why did you come off the bench if you are not going to perform well? But somehow, despite a bad performance, despite an underwhelming day, Spain still managed to make it through the finals. If they play that way against England, I don't see them winning.
They have to up their game big time.
They have to up their game big time. The English, on the other hand, haven't been brilliant, but somehow they've been decisive. I don't know how to explain that. They haven't been the fluid England side that you expect to see with all the players that they have, but they have been effective. And so if Spain shows up against England the way they showed up against Germany, it's going to be a tough ask to win their first one. So it's interesting to see. I still think Spain, the Spanish have the edge, given the form and the style of play and the stars on their team. But if they don't put their best foot forward, England will definitely be all over that and defend their title. So it's set up for a very interesting final. Let's see how it works out in the end.
Let's see how it all works out. Amazing football to look forward to this weekend. The Falcons and Morocco, England and Spain. I'm already vibrating in anticipation. Anyways, let's still keep it in the world of football and talk about some transfer matters. Heading over to Newcastle, where Alexander Isak wants to explore his options for a move away from the club this summer after missing their pre-season tour of Asia. Newcastle is in the Champions League now. Tega, why is are they? No, they are not. Are they? No, they're not.
Oh God,
No, but
look,
come on.
even if they were in
What's
the
going on?
Champions League, even if they were in Champions League, and I know you say, but he's comfortable, they love him, he should stay there, he's thriving there. Look, even you, if you're offered better, you will move now. That's I think people like to behave as if footballers' umbilical cord is tied to the club that gave them popularity. It's not. It's a job like any other job. If you are made a good offer, you move there. So there are rumors that Liverpool wants him. Uh, there are also rumors that Saudi Arabia is bringing money, and you see, once Saudi Arabia just enters into the WhatsApp chat, it's all over. Because that's pension money now. We're talking pension money.
Because I'm hearing
So
I'm hearing a 130 million pounds or thereabouts or something
do you
ridiculous.
understand? It's a lot of baby food. And it's like, he works for the money too, as much as he works for passion. So it's something he's looking to. And he has told the club, I think that's what's making this a big deal, is that he has told the club that he wants to move. Now, here's what was interesting. I hear behind the scenes that Eddie Howe was telling his management team that, look, Isak's future is not guaranteed from last season, which means that Isak has had a wandering eye from last season. Maybe that's why he was performing well. That was audition for people to come and pay for his services. Because the manager was telling the club team that this guy is going to move, and that the management said no, they will find a way to keep him. Now look at where Newcastle are, with no plan B and Isak's wandering eyes right in their faces. But let's see how it pans out at the end of the day.
Let's see how that pans out. The transfer season is always such a roller coaster. All right, from Newcastle, let's head over to Catalonia, where Barcelona have cancelled Sunday's preseason friendly against Vissel Kobe in Tokyo because of serious contractual breaches by the promoter. What's happening here, Tega?
My goodness, this one I mean, it's ridiculous. So they're claiming that there was a contractual breach. So this is a problem now. If there were other things, you could have said, oh, if there were sicknesses, a logistics plan, you say, oh, maybe they'll find a way to do it. But a contractual breach is a completely different kettle of fish. They will not play. They will not play. Somebody has broken the contract. And to make matters worse, Vissel Kobe are now saying that they would investigate the issue. So now they're not even defending themselves. They're saying they'll investigate the issue, which means that maybe there was really a contractual breach. because usually, yeah, clubs would like to sling mud at each other. But Barcelona is making a claim, and the Japanese club is saying we will investigate the problem. Something has happened somewhere.
That's what it seems like. And truly, like you said, if something had happened like that, the club would say no, they would defend themselves, but there's no defense here, which is very, very weird. I just wonder.
So maybe there was a miscommunication. Maybe somebody said they will do something and they haven't done it. And it may not have been the club's part, it may have been the promoter's part. So we don't know what's happening, but what it is that friendly has been cancelled, and Barcelona is thinking that they will cancel um their entire Asian tour.
That'll be huge.
Yeah, so
It,
because
it,
from there they're supposed to go to South Korea, I think, for another match. I think they're playing 3 matches all in Asia, but they're thinking of canceling the entire tour. So maybe it's the promoter that is a problem, not necessarily the club.
hmm,
Let's
let's
see how
see.
it works out.
Let's see. Maybe the fax machine came to play. Who knows?
Ah,
And
ah.
all right, let's talk about Arsenal. Declan Rice has been speaking. Now, he says he didn't like the reaction online from some fans about the signing of Noni Madueke from Chelsea, but backed the winger to shock with his talent.
Yeah, this came after they played against Up Gunners. I hear he won a trophy. As usual, you, you won your annual preseason trophy. I'm not picking on Gunners again. I'm not picking. I've repented. But yeah,
Mhm.
this came after they played AC Milan and then won a trophy. They didn't look bad on the day. Could have been better, but they didn't look bad at all. However, this was a reaction after that match with against AC Milan, and he was talking about. I think it was what he said that just made me shake my head when he said um, that he was disappointed and he knows Noni, that Noni is very excited, that Noni is going to work hard and put in the work. And I just started shaking my head. Not because working hard is bad, but because even if you work hard but you don't have magic, you're still going to deliver average. So
Mhm.
when people start saying that he's going to shock people with his performance, no, activity is not result. Oh. Let's not make any mistake here. He's an English boy. I know he's going to knuckle down and work hard. The question is, can he win you the Premier League? If the answer is no, then I don't care how hard he works. He's not fit for purpose. Because at this point in time, the purpose is to win titles, not to work hard. Stop working hard, Arsenal. Stop having great intentions. Start having real results. Let's see some trophies.
Hmm. Let's see some trophies. This season will be very, very, very defining. All right, Tega, we let's talk very quickly about Maduka Okoye, who he had been accused of match fixing. Now he's been cleared of all charges, but given a 2-month ban by the Italian Football Federation, according to the Syria club.
Oh yes, they said it was some kind of it was a betting scandal. So again, I always say this. I always say, if you're a footballer, must you bet on football? There was boxing over the weekend now.
True, true,
There was cricket. So the minute you start, the minute you start playing in the same pond where you earn your salary, you just open yourself to all sorts of accusations. So anyway, they found out that he's not guilty of fixing the match, but he bets on his own team. You don't do that.
who does that? Come on.
Especially in recent time when players have been suspended for months and months. You don't do if you don't even bet. If you're a footballer, don't even bet on football. Just go somewhere else. At least
Exactly,
if you're, do you understand? If you're in another sport, they can't say you fixed that sport.
man. So many
Anyways,
crazy things are
no
happening.
matter how many people they suspend, and no matter how many times you tell them, they will still do. You will hear again a few months from now another footballer has been involved. People, they
It's
don't
human
learn.
nature. It's
They
human
don't
nature.
learn. All right,
It
let's
do-
take some messages.
All right, Chiwondias says, okay, referring to earlier on when I mentioned the British Bull Tega, he said, Tega mentioned Arsenal, her mic went off.
Ah!
He then says, let's bring the trophy home. I'm indifferent about Ghana, but it would be nice to have West Africans dominate the game. I don't care about Ghana that much, really, really and truly. And then Ibrahim Hassan says, Tega, best behave. Leave Arsenal alone, please. Okay, well, Tega says she has repented, so she won't mention Arsenal anymore. Ibrahim,
Allegedly, she has allegedly repented.
oh, goodness. I'm trying to help you. Just goodness gracious. Anyways, thank you all for the messages. Don't worry. Monday, fingers crossed, WhatsApp will be back up and running. But we appreciate you always taking the time out to join us on YouTube. Tega, take us home.
I'm muted again. On that note,
Yes.
we want to thank you for tuning into Smooth 98.1 FM. Make sure you wear your green and support the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Let it be loud, let it be strong. On that note, have a fantastic weekend.
All right, Tega, thank you so much for a great week. Have a fantastic weekend as well. And thank you all for keeping it locked on the locker room on Smooth 98.1. Keep it tuned down. Don't go anywhere. The fun never stops. More great music coming your way on a feel good Friday morning.